Atychiphobia is an extreme fear of failure that makes people avoid activities where success is involved. Normally, this might seem less of a big deal because we all know what failure means. It simply means not succeeding. But for those who have atychiphobia, it can make life very hard. They feel ashamed and guilty when they don't do something right. Hi everyone, welcome back to Life and Living It. Today's topic hits close to home for many of us. Let's be real for a second. How many times have you held back on something because you were scared of messing up? I know I have, and it's not a great feeling. So let's talk about it. Atychiphobia is more than just feeling nervous about failing. It is an intense, sometimes paralyzing fear of not succeeding. It is that voice in your head that says, what if I'm not good enough? What if I embarrass myself? What if I fail and everyone knows about it? It is that fear that keeps you from starting a new project, applying for that job, or even just trying something new. And honestly, this fear can sneak up on any of us. To understand atychiphobia, it is helpful to examine the concept of failure. Failure means not attaining a desired result. But it isn't always a negative outcome. For instance, not performing well on a test could mean insufficient preparation. On the other hand, if you worked hard and still fell short, this could serve as a valuable learning experience. In either scenario, the result was not as hoped, but how failure is perceived can greatly influence its impact. For some people, it looks like procrastination. You keep delaying things because starting feels too overwhelming. For others, it's perfectionism. You only try if you are 100% sure you will succeed. And then there is also avoidance. You just don't even try at all. And the worst part is, it keeps you stuck. You miss out on opportunities, relationships, and even just discovering who you could be. And if you've ever felt that way, know that you are not alone. Some common signs that you may have atychiphobia are having a diminished quality of life due to fear of failure, intense fear or anxiety when faced with tasks or opportunities where failure is possible, avoidance of challenges or situations where failure might occur, persistent worry or preoccupation with the possibility of failing, physical symptoms such as sweating, trembling, rapid heartbeat, or nausea when thinking about failure, low self-esteem or confidence, particularly about one's ability to succeed, negative self-talk or self-criticism related to past failures or perceived shortcomings, difficulty setting goals or taking risks due to fear of failure, impaired performance or productivity due to fear-induced stress or anxiety, social withdrawal or isolation to avoid situations where failure might be perceived by others. And last but not the least, procrastination or perfectionism as coping mechanism to avoid potential failure. So, at all does this fear come from? For many, it starts with a past experience like a big failure that's left a scar. Or maybe it's the pressure of high expectations from parents, teachers, or even yourself. It could even come from a fear of being judged by others. Atychiphobia is classified as a phobia because it triggers fear and panic when an individual feels their safety or well-being is at risk. This reaction occurs because our brain's amygdala sends distress signals in such situations. One common cause of atychiphobia is genetics. A family history of anxiety disorders may contribute to early experiences of trauma, which can lead to the development of atychiphobia. Also, traumatic experiences like public humiliation, natural disasters, or accidents can trigger this fear. Negative thought patterns, which give distorted beliefs about oneself and their abilities, reinforces their fear of failure. And finally, chemical imbalances in the brain. Neurotransmitters like serotonin play a role in anxiety disorders. Imbalances in these chemicals can heighten fears, including those associated with failure. Whatever the reason or cause for yours is, understanding where your fear comes from is the first step to overcoming it. Many different things can trigger atychiphobia in people. It is important for those affected by this disorder to identify their triggers and work to reduce their exposure to them. This will help lessen the severity of their symptoms. Some of the most common triggers include death. The fear of death is a very natural one, but some people experience more severe symptoms than others when faced with the possibility of their demise. This could be due to past traumas or feelings which have yet to be resolved. Another trigger is failure. Atychiphobia can develop due to feelings of inadequacy and fear that you will face failure in the future. This could stem from past experiences or encounters with negative people who have made you feel inferior. These people need to recognize their worth and understand that they are capable of accomplishing great things. Another trigger is rejection. Rejection can be a very difficult experience for anyone to deal with. But it can be especially hard for someone who is struggling with atychiphobia. This could stem from being rejected by friends, loved ones, or family members, or even being unsuccessful in job interviews. And finally, criticisms. Criticism is often seen as a personal attack and can be a difficult thing to deal with. For someone who is struggling with atychiphobia, this could lead to feelings of self-doubt and anxiety. Now let's go to the good parts. How do we face this fear? Here are a few things that have helped me and others. 1. Shift your mindset. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It is part of it. Every mistake is a step closer to learning and growing. 2. Start small. Set tiny goals and feel manageable. Instead of saying, I need to succeed at everything, focus on succeeding at one small thing. 3. Reframe the what ifs. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Try asking, what if I succeed? It's a simple shift, but it changes everything. 4. Talk about it. Share your fears with someone you trust. Sometimes just saying it out loud takes away its power. And finally, celebrate progress. Don't wait for the big win to celebrate it. Every small step forward is worth acknowledging. Helping someone cope with this can be very challenging. However, there are things that you can do to help them reduce their fear of failure. You can be supportive by letting them know that you are there for them and support whatever decision they make about seeking treatment. By being a positive influence in their life, you empower the person to fight their fear. You also need to educate yourself. Learn about Atychiphobia and understand the different symptoms that come with it. This will help you be a more effective support system for the person. Encourage positive thinking. Help the person replace negative thoughts about themselves with positive ones. This can be difficult, but is essential in the recovery process. Set goals. Help the person set realistic goals and work towards accomplishing them. This provides a sense of accomplishment and can help reduce feelings of self-doubt and inadequacy. Lastly, be patient. Recovery from Atychiphobia is a long process that takes time and patience. Be supportive throughout this time and give the person a safe space to express themselves. Keep in mind that Atychiphobia is not something you can simply overcome overnight, and it will take time and effort before they recover from their fear of failure. Be patient with them throughout this process, as even though it may be difficult for you. Remember that recovery is an important part of your life. So that is it for today. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real talk. Thank you so much for choosing my channel as your go-to platform to learn about matters that makes us human. Until next time, keep living life beautifully. Bye.